Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we like to blend casual conversations with some, insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
Yeah.
It is really amazing to see how quickly things are evolving.
Yeah.
From the way our homes are powered to the
Yeah.
cars we drive.
Absolutely.
We've got a ton of cool stuff to unpack today.
Yeah.
So buckle up.
It's definitely an exciting time to be following the tech world.
For sure.
We are witnessing this really powerful convergence of established companies, leveraging their expertise alongside all these cutting-edge technologies like AI, and it's really shaking things up across multiple industries.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Starting with Panasonic.
Okay.
They've been around for over a century.
Wow.
106 years to be exact.
Yeah.
And they're not just resting on their laurels.
Right.
They're diving headfirst into AI and focusing on building a more resilient and secure supply chain, especially when it comes to batteries.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating here is that Panasonic recognized the need for a more agile and responsive supply chain, particularly with the growing demand for batteries in electric vehicles and other tech. And they went ahead and acquired Blue Yonder,
Oh, wow.
a company specializing in supply chain visibility. This gives them the power to use AI to anticipate and navigate those real-time disruptions in the global market. Think of it like having a crystal ball for your supply chain.
So they're not just reacting to problems, they're trying to predict them before they even happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
Exactly. And it gets even more interesting when you consider the geopolitical landscape.
Uh-huh.
We all know that China is the dominant force in raw materials for batteries.
Yeah, for sure.
Panasonic is taking steps to mitigate risks by diversifying its production and bringing it closer to key markets.
Like their new factory in Kansas. I read something about that.
That's right. That factory isn't just about being closer to customers in North America. It's a strategic move to reduce their reliance on China and build a more robust supply chain that can withstand potential disruptions. This kind of shift could actually impact you directly.
Oh, wow.
We might see faster availability of new tech and potentially even some price stability as supply chains become more efficient.
That would be awesome. New gadgets sooner and maybe even at better prices.
Right.
Who wouldn't want that? But it seems like Panasonic is looking beyond just making gadgets.
Yeah.
They're getting into things like wellness coaches.
You're right. They're not just focused on hardware anymore. They're thinking about how technology can be used to create solutions for a better life. Take their wellness coach, OMI, for example.
Okay.
It uses augmented reality, the same tech that powers those cool filters on your phone,
Yeah.
to offer personalized health and fitness guidance. It's a perfect example of how tech is becoming more purpose-driven, going beyond entertainment and convenience to actually improve our well-being.
Okay, that's super cool. Now let's shift gears and talk about something that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Digital twins.
Oh, yeah.
Siemens is doing some pretty incredible things with their Omniverse platform, creating what they call hyper-realistic simulations of real-world objects and systems.
Think of it like, imagine you're designing a brand new airplane.
Okay.
In the past, you'd have blueprints and physical models.
Right.
But with the digital twin, you're essentially creating a virtual version of the aircraft that behaves exactly like the real thing. It's like a super-powered virtual testing ground
Wow.
where you can test how the plane flies, how it handles stress, all before you even start building a physical prototype.
So it's like skipping ahead to the final exam without having to do all the homework.
Pretty much, yeah.
That sounds like a dream for engineers.
It's pretty close. Companies like JetZero, who are developing that futuristic blended wing aircraft, are using the Omniverse to refine their designs virtually. This saves them tons of time, resources, and money. And get this, they can test countless iterations of their designs in the virtual world before committing to building anything physically. That's something that simply wasn't possible before.
Yeah.
This digital-first approach is really changing the game in industries where precision and efficiency are paramount.
That's mind-blowing. But I have to ask, isn't this kind of advanced technology only accessible to those big companies with deep pockets?
Yeah.
What about the smaller players in the game?
That's where it gets really exciting. Siemens is actually making these tools accessible to smaller companies and startups through their Siemens Accelerator platform.
Oh, cool.
Think of it as democratizing access to this cutting-edge technology. It levels the playing field and allows smaller businesses to be part of this technological revolution, which is awesome for driving innovation across the board.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really shows that even the most complex technologies are becoming more inclusive now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that everyone seems to be buzzing about.
Okay.
Autonomous driving.
Yeah, self-driving car.
I feel like every day there's a new development in this field.
Absolutely. It's a rapidly evolving area, and one of the key ingredients fueling this progress is data.
Uh-huh.
And not just any data, both real-world and synthetic data.
Okay, break that down for me. What's the difference?
Okay.
And how are they used in developing self-driving systems?
Think about humanoid robots.
Okay.
Their designs and movements are incredibly diverse, so relying solely on real-world data to train their systems would be incredibly time-consuming and challenging. This is where synthetic data comes in. It allows developers to generate vast amounts of training data that covers a wide range of possible scenarios.
But cars are pretty standardized, right? I mean, they all have 4 wheels and a steering wheel.
Cars have a much more uniform structure compared to something like a humanoid robot.
Oh, right.
So real-world data collected from sensors and cameras on cars driving in various conditions is incredibly valuable for training autonomous systems.
Gotcha.
It captures those subtle nuances and complexities of real-world driving that synthetic data can't always replicate.
So where does synthetic data fit in when it comes to cars? It seems like real-world data has it covered.
Hold on. Synthetic data plays a crucial role in addressing those edge cases.
Okay.
Those rare and complex scenarios that are difficult to capture with real-world data alone. Think about a sudden snowstorm or a flock of birds crossing the road.
Oh, yeah.
Events that don't happen every day but could really throw off a self-driving system.
For sure.
Synthetic data allows developers to simulate these tricky situations and train the system to respond appropriately.
That makes sense. So it's all about using the right type of data for the right situation.
Exactly. Companies like Mobileye, a leader in autonomous driving technology, are using a clever combination of both real-world and synthetic data to create more robust and reliable self-driving systems.
Speaking of Mobileye, they're working with Volkswagen on that cool electric camper van, the ID Buzz, right? I heard they're testing it in cities all over the world.
That's right. They're currently testing it in Austin, Texas, as well as Hamburg and Munich in Germany and a few other locations. Their goal is to have it ready for full-scale production by the end of 2026. It's a fantastic example of how data innovation is accelerating the development and deployment of autonomous vehicles.
That's exciting. It seems like we're getting closer and closer to a future where self-driving cars are a common sight on our roads. But what about the regulations surrounding autonomous driving? Feels like there's a lot of uncertainty there.
You're absolutely right. The regulatory landscape, especially in the U.S., is quite fragmented. Each state has its own set of rules,
Oh, really?
which can make it difficult for companies to develop and deploy autonomous vehicles on a national scale. It's like trying to navigate a maze with constantly changing walls.
So what needs to change? How can we streamline this process?
Many industry experts believe that a more unified federal-level approach to regulations would be a game changer. Creating a consistent set of rules across the country would provide much-needed clarity for companies and could significantly accelerate the adoption of these technologies. Even Elon Musk has been pretty vocal about the need for clearer regulations in the U.S.
It's interesting that even someone like Elon Musk, who's known for pushing boundaries, sees the need for a more structured approach. So with all these advancements and the push for clearer regulations, what's next for autonomous driving? What can we expect to see in the coming years?
Well, for one, we can anticipate even more partnerships like the one between Mobileye and Volkswagen as car manufacturers and tech companies join forces to bring self-driving vehicles to market as the technology matures and regulations hopefully become clearer. We'll see autonomous vehicles becoming more and more integrated into our daily lives. Think about it, everything from personal vehicles to ride-sharing services, delivery robots, and maybe even self-driving public transportation. The possibilities are pretty mind-boggling.
It really feels like we're on the cusp of a transportation revolution. But amidst all this excitement, we also need to consider the broader implications of this technology.
Absolutely.
It's not just about the tech itself,
Right.
but how it will reshape our cities, our jobs, and even our social interactions.
That's a crucial point. The impact of autonomous vehicles will extend far beyond just how we get from point A to point B. We need to be having those conversations now to ensure that these technologies are developed and implemented in a way that benefits society as a whole.
Okay, that's a great place to wrap up part 1 of our deep dive into the latest in tech and innovation. We've covered a lot of ground, from Panasonic's innovative supply chain strategies to the mind-blowing world of digital twins and the evolving landscape of autonomous driving.
It's been a whirlwind tour of some truly groundbreaking advancements, and we're just getting started.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll continue to explore the impact of these innovations and delve deeper into some of those fascinating questions about the future.
Welcome back to Byte-Sized Tech. Before we jumped into other innovations, we were discussing the exciting world of autonomous driving
Yeah.
and how critical the role of data is in shaping the future of this technology.
I know, it's wild to think about how far we've come, it seems like just yesterday.
Yeah.
Self-driving cars were a thing of sci-fi movies.
Right.
And now companies are testing electric camper vans cruising down the highway on autopilot.
It's a testament to the rapid pace of innovation in the autonomous driving space, and the applications go far beyond just consumer vehicles. Mobileye is heavily invested in developing robotaxis,
Robotaxis.
fully autonomous taxis that could change the face of transportation in cities.
That does sound futuristic. Do you think we'll be seeing them on the streets anytime soon?
Mobileye is working with partners like Schaeffler and Audi
Oh, wow.
with the goal of debuting their robotaxi systems as early as 2027.
Wow, 2027 is right around the corner.
I know, right?
What's the tech behind these robotaxis? Is it similar to the system they are using in the ID Buzz?
These robotaxi systems are being built with advanced imaging radars, and there's a real emphasis on shared hardware.
Okay.
This clever approach allows them to keep costs down
Right.
while simultaneously increasing performance.
Gotcha.
They're trying to find that sweet spot between cutting-edge technology and affordability.
Makes sense. So it seems like Mobileye is approaching autonomous driving from all angles, consumer-grade features,
Yeah.
and full-blown robotaxis. They're really covering all the bases.
You're catching on, and let's not forget about their supervision system.
Right.
It's a camera-based platform
Yeah.
that provides advanced driver assistance features.
Right.
They're already rolling it out in China.
Oh, wow.
And the next generation of this system will be integrated into 18 Volkswagen Group models by 2026.
E10 models. Wow, talk about making a splash in the market. It sounds like this technology is starting to gain real momentum.
It is, and Mobileye isn't alone. There are a number of other companies making big strides in the autonomous driving space. This competition is really driving innovation forward.
Speaking of competition, where does Tesla fit into all of this? They've been a major player in self-driving technology for a while now.
Tesla's approach has always been a bit different. They've been laser-focused on creating their own full self-driving system,
Right.
which relies heavily on the data collected from their vehicles out on the roads.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They've got that whole fleet learning concept going on, right?
Exactly. And imagine this. Every Tesla on the road is essentially a data collection machine.
Wow.
They're using the data collected from their cars to constantly refine and improve their self-driving algorithms. It's an incredibly ambitious project, and it's led to some impressive breakthroughs in the field.
But haven't there been some questions surrounding the safety and reliability of Tesla's approach?
There have been some high-profile incidents that have raised concerns, and the regulatory scrutiny of their systems is definitely intensifying.
Right.
However, Tesla maintains that their system is always learning and improving, and that it will ultimately be safer than human drivers.
It's certainly a complex issue with a lot of different perspectives to consider as the technology continues to evolve.
Definitely. And it's essential to keep in mind that autonomous driving is still a relatively young technology.
Yeah.
There will undoubtedly be bumps along the road, but the potential benefits for safety, efficiency, and accessibility are just enormous.
I'm with you there. It's mind-blowing to imagine a future where traffic accidents are significantly reduced
Right.
and transportation becomes more efficient and accessible for everyone.
It's a future worth striving for. That's why having these open conversations about autonomous driving technology, weighing both the challenges and opportunities, is so important.
So far, we've covered quite a bit of ground on this technological journey.
Yeah, we have.
Panasonic's commitment to building more robust supply chains, the mind-bending capabilities of Siemens' Omniverse platform with digital twins, and the ever-evolving landscape of autonomous driving from consumer vehicles to those futuristic robotaxis. It's incredible to see how rapidly these innovations are progressing.
It really is remarkable. The pace of innovation shows no signs of slowing down, and the future holds even more exciting advancements just waiting to be discovered.
I can't wait to see what comes next, but before we get ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
we have a few more intriguing innovations to explore in our deep dive into the latest in tech. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll continue to unpack these groundbreaking advancements and what they mean for the future. Welcome back to Byte-Sized Tech. We've explored some incredible innovations in this deep dive.
We have.
From Panasonic's efforts to build more resilient supply chains, to the mind-bending potential of Siemens Omniverse,
Right.
and the rapidly evolving world of autonomous driving. We've covered a lot of ground, but now we want to shift the focus to you, the
Yeah,
listener.
that's right. We've thrown a lot of information your way.
Yeah.
And now we're curious to know what's resonating with you, what sparked your interest,
Right.
what questions are swirling around in your mind.
We've talked about some pretty game-changing technologies,
Yeah.
but they're not just abstract concepts, right? They have real-world implications that will shape the future we all live in.
Absolutely.
So we encourage you to actively engage with these ideas.
Don't just passively absorb the information.
Yeah.
Think critically about the potential benefits and challenges, the opportunities and risks, and how these innovations might impact your life and the world around you.
Here's a final thought to ponder as we wrap up this episode.
Okay?
We've talked about how companies like Mobileye are working towards a future of safer and more efficient transportation systems through autonomous driving. But what about the ripple effects on urban planning and infrastructure?
Imagine a future where cities are designed around self-driving vehicles.
Wow.
With optimized traffic flow, reduced congestion, and maybe even dedicated lanes for autonomous vehicles, how would this transform our commutes,
Right.
our neighborhoods, and our daily lives?
It's a fascinating question that pushes us to think beyond the technology itself
Absolutely.
and consider its broader impact on society.
Yep.
And that's really what Byte-Sized Tech is all about. Sparking your curiosity, fueling your imagination, and empowering you to engage with the ever-evolving world of technology.
Exactly. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those innovative gears turning.
Thanks for tuning into Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.